folks gonna find Jesus under a rock? No, really. How is folks gonna find Jesus while you living your life under a rock? No, seriously, because this comes from a literal experience that happened to me, okay? So all my homegirls want to go on a trip this year, whether it's a bachelorette trip, a graduation trip, going just to see our cousins in Canada trip. Like, all my girlfriends want to go on a trip, right? So last year when my folks wanted to go on a trip, I know God, like, isolated me. And don't get me wrong, God will isolate you for a season, okay? But listen, honey, he isolated me. So this year, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to go on the trips. Like, I'm already thinking this in my head, right? Like, no, like, I'm not going to be able to. Honey, God broke on me. Like, he wanted me to go on all of them trips. Why? Honey, I'll tell you why, okay? He said it right here. And it's crazy because I literally wrote this on my guest bathroom mirror, but I forgot about it. So, like, when me and God was having this conversation, and, like, I was talking to my mom about it and all this, honey, the next day he confirmed it with this verse. I'm going to tell you how God broke on me. Like, he literally broke on me like this. Okay, so it says it right here, honey. You are the light of the world. Honey, we can just close the book right there and just call it quits because you are the light of the world. You are literally the light, okay? Like, when you walk in a room full of darkness, you carry the light with you. And how is that light going to extinguish if you turn it off yourself? If you have a flashlight, you turn that light off, then you in a room full of darkness. That darkness has overcome the light because you turned it off. If you have a candle, you know what I'm saying, and you're in a room full of darkness by itself, you know what I'm saying? The only way that candle is going to burn out is unless it burns out, or if you know what I'm saying, blow it out. And we'll get to that later, honey, of how you keep your light blowing, how you keep your light lit, okay? But listen, it says 5 and 14, you are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Honey, listen, this is literally, these words written in red, honey. This means that God is talking like, this is God talking, okay? This is what I'm saying. Like, this is God coming out of his mouth talking this, okay? You are the light of the world, honey. Who's gonna light a lamp and put it under a bushel? Who gonna light a lamp and put it under a bowl? Nobody. Okay, so why'd you hide now? Why'd you sit here saying, oh, because I'm a Christian, I can't go on these trips with my friends, like blah, blah, blah. Yes, they're gonna be doing this. Yes, they're gonna be doing that, but that don't mean that I gotta be doing it. No, because I know who I am and whose I am, and that's why that isolation period is so important, honey, because God will isolate you, and he will teach you who you are and whose you are and what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, honey. And I ain't here to convict nobody. I ain't here to condemn nobody because I know what God has brought me through, and my walk may look a little bit different than your walk, but what I'm telling you is, there are certain things that God is going to tell you not to do, whether it be drinking, whether it be smoking, whether it be having sex, whether it's sin, okay? Flee from sin. Anywho, that's why that isolation period is so important, because God will trim you and train you and sculpt you into this person who you are supposed to be, who you originally are when he formed you in his mother's womb, okay? So, because you were in that installation period, you were able to grow stronger as a Christian, okay? You were a baby Christian. You were in this little installation period. He put you in the crib, you know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't be blah, 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 laissez, influenced, infected, all of that stuff. Now you have full blossomed into a grown Christian. Honey, get up out of that bowl. You are the light of the world. A town on a hill cannot be hidden, honey. You are not meant to be hidden. God did not create you to hide. So therefore, step outside, Go into where the community is. Go into where the people need you. Go into those low community. Go into, you know what I'm saying, the projects. Go into the places where, you know, people are smoking weed and people are, you know what I'm saying, drinking whatever type of scene it is. I ain't saying going to no, you know what I'm saying, orgy house or no frat. Like, I ain't saying none of that. But what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to go to the places where you don't participate in anymore. Why? Because your walk will influence somebody else. Your light will shine darkness on the darkness that's in somebody else. Whether you preaching, whether you teaching, whether you just speaking, whether you just walking and talking and breathing just like you a normal human being, honey, whether you know it or not, your testimony is in your life of you just living. If anybody know you, honey, they know who you used to be, and to see who you are now, that's a testimony in itself, regardless of whether you say 2 words to them. I'm not kidding. My friends know who I was. My friends know who Freak Neek was, okay? Out here in these streets trying to find validation from men. Out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? I always had a drink in my hand, was probably the drunkest one at the party. That was unique. That was Freak Neek, okay? God has, after I fully surrendered to him, after I opened the door and let him in, hello, somebody, God changed my heart. He changed my entire being to where I am not that person anymore. Those type of things don't fulfill me anymore because God fulfills me. Christ fulfills me. I am fulfilled in him. So because of that, I know that when I go around those certain things, those certain areas, those certain temptations that I used to do, I won't be influenced anymore. Why? Because God has already completed me. The piece of the puzzle that was missing from my life has already been completed by Jesus, okay? Jesus Christ. Thank you, Lord. And because of that, I am able to get up out from under that bowl, get up off that thing, and no, but you can literally get up out from under that shell that you hiding from, honey, and influence the world with your light. Even if it's just showing how God has changed your life, okay? So listen, honey, I say all that to say this. I say all that to say this, honey. Don't be afraid to go into places and to go to certain areas where you used to go because you are afraid of being influenced. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. When you walk into a room full of darkness, light overcomes the darkness. Darkness does not overcome that light unless you let it. So, honey, put on your full armor of God, Ephesians 6 and 10, honey. Pull on that full armor of God and, honey, go be the light. Let your light shine, honey, because a city built on a hill cannot be hidden. Okay?